Hey Fundraiser, I'm Mary Petersen, and this is Hey Fundraiser, the podcast for development professionals who are done guessing and ready to build a major gift program that actually works. Every week, I bring you the tactics, the language, and the real-world strategy to close bigger gifts, deepen donor relationships, and lead with confidence. Whether you're a one-person shop or a seasoned major gift officer, if you're ready to stop hoping and start engineering, you're in the right place. Let's get into it. Most fundraisers do their year-end push in November and December. By then, it's too late. The truth is, the most important fundraising month of the year is the one you are in right now, like April, May, June. The runway between mid-year and year-end is where the wins are won or lost. So, hey fundraiser, come on in. My name's Mary. Today I want to talk to you about a mid-year reality check. Like not the cheerful kind. Most of my podcasts are pretty happy, I feel like. This is more honest. So pull out a piece of paper. We're going to look at some numbers together. This is why mid-year matters more than year-end. You and I both know what happens in November. The flurry of appeals, Giving Tuesday. We've got Thanksgiving. You've got the gala, like the year-end emails that are going out, like the last-minute board calls, like for the love. So by November, your portfolio is largely set. The donors who are going to give big this year have already decided who they're giving to and probably made the gift already. The ones who are on the fence have already begun to drift. The cultivation that was supposed to happen in spring and summer might not have happened. And now you're kind of playing catch up with a calendar that does not bend. Here's what most fundraisers don't realize. Year end is harvest. Mid-year is planting. If you don't plant in April, May, and June, there might not be anything to harvest in November. So this is where we're going to break it down. So take 10 minutes after this episode, and I want you to answer these 4 questions very honestly. Plus, you don't have to share it with anybody. Like, just answer them. This is for you and to figure out where you are. So question 1, how many qualified major gift prospects are in your portfolio right now with a confirmed capacity, a clear interest area, and a documented next step? Like not a wish list, like a real list. That's question 1. By the way, fundraiser, like most major gift officers and executive directors only make like 15 to 18 solicitations a year. So you don't need to work a list of 100 or 150, just pick 30 and like, let's close half of those this year. Okay, question 2. How many of these prospects have you spoken to by person or by phone in the last 90 days? Not emailed, actually spoken to. Okay, this is more of a qualification question. Okay, and then question 3, for each prospect, do you have a specific dollar amount and a target close date in your head? Like if you can't say, I'm asking Duke for $25,000 by September 15th, he's not in your real pipeline yet. And then the 4th question, what is your gap between what you've raised so far this year and where you need to be? And do you have enough prospects in your pipeline to close that gap? Most fundraisers I coach can answer 2 of these with confidence, maybe 3. Almost none of them can answer all 4. And if you can't either, that's not a failure. It's really clarity because you can't fix what you can't see. So let's talk about the pipeline. It's kind of a reality check, actually. So here's the quick math exercise. Take your goal for major gifts this year. I want you to multiply it by 3. That's the dollar value of qualified pipeline prospects you should have right now. Now, why 3? Because not every qualified prospect closes. And in my experience, your close rate sits between like 30 and 50%. So if you need $500,000 in major gifts this year, you're going to need 1.5 million in qualified prospects behind that. If your pipeline is less than 3 times your goal, you need to be on the phone this week, not next month, but this week. So what if you're behind? First of all, We're breathing. Just breathe. Behind isn't broken. Behind is just behind. Now, here's what I want you to do. I want you to identify 5 donors or prospects most likely to make a major gift in the next 90 days. Not the 10 richest prospects, the 5 most likely. Most likely means they've given before, they care about your mission, and they have capacity to do more. Now, for each of those 5, I want you to schedule a meeting in the next 3 weeks. It could be a coffee, but not a check-in, a real conversation about their giving. And the script is simple. All you need to do is pick up the phone and say, I want to share with you where we are this year and ask for your advice on, and then insert something specific. Like, can you give me 30 minutes in the next week or so? So donors love being asked for advice, and it's a great way in. And once you're sitting across from them, the conversation about their giving is just one tiny turn away from advice. Now, here's what you can do if you're ahead of goal. If you're ahead of goal, first of all, high five. But secondly, this is not the time to coast. This is the time to widen your repertoire. So use this runway to qualify maybe 2 to 4 new prospects that you haven't really cultivated before. Like, use the energy of being ahead to take a couple risks, make a bigger ask, reach for the donor you've maybe been avoiding. Being ahead is a gift of momentum. So don't waste it, fundraiser. Now, the other kind of piece of this puzzle is how to share this with your board. One thing that you could do this week, especially if you're behind, you don't want to hide your numbers from your board. I see fundraisers do this all the time. They kind of shrink the language, they soften the gap, and hope nobody asks about it. Like, that is a mistake. Boards, they don't really want fairy tales. They want competent leaders who can read the situation and provide a real plan. So here's what I want you to do at the next board meeting. 1 slide, and I want you to have 3 numbers: where you are, where you need to be, and what the gap is. Then on a second slide, you need 3 actions that you're going to take in the next 60 days to close it. Then ask the board for 1 specific thing. Not 4 things, but 1 specific thing. It could be, you want each board member to give you the name of 1 person that they could open the door with. It could be that you want your donors to make 3 thank you calls to your portfolio. Or it could be that you want each of them to sit in on a meeting that you're planning. Whatever it is, that conversation does 2 things. First of all, it shows your board that you're in command of the math. It also gives them something useful to do besides worry. So boards that worry alone become boards that micromanage. Boards that have an assignment become boards that fundraise. So don't let them be the worrying board. Give them something to do. And not 8 things, 1 thing. Okay, so here's a tactical move that I want you all to try this week. And it's like a 90-minute mid-year reset block. So, and I know you're like, block 90 minutes on my calendar? What? Yes, 1 block, no interruption, door closed, phone face down, iPad put away, all the things. And in the first 30 minutes, I want you to run some lists. Pull your gift report, year to date, your pipeline list, and your prospect list, and look at these lists. I don't want you to fix anything yet. Just take a look. In the second 30 minutes, I want you to really dig into the list. Who are the 5 that you can close in the next 90 days? Literally circle their names on the list. Write a dollar amount for what you're going to ask for, and write the date by which you'll ask. And then in the final 30 minutes, I want you to send the emails and make the calls. Not later, now. I mean, even if you're just reaching out to 5 or 10 people, the email does not have to be a novella. Write the email, 1 to each donor asking for a meeting. Don't wait for the perfect day. Don't draft them in your head and never send them. Just in that last 30 minutes, I want you to send the emails and make the calls. 90 minutes, one block. That's the entire mid-year reset. The fundraisers that do this in April, May, and June hit their numbers by November. The ones who don't are still trying to figure it out at Thanksgiving. So let's talk about your next 30 days. Here's the simplest mid-year reset. In the next 30 days, you need to do 3 things. 1, have a real conversation with 5 separate donors. 2nd, write down a specific dollar number, like an ask amount, and a target date for each. And then 3rd, commit to 1 new prospect that you'll qualify by July 1st. So 3 things, 30 days, that's another mid-year strategy in 5 sentences. Okay, so here's your homework, fundraiser. Take 10 minutes and answer the 4 questions at the top of this podcast, right? Send yourself an email with your answers and put a calendar reminder on July 1st to kind of revisit them. If you want help building a real pipeline with real names, real numbers, a real plan, this is what we do every single week in my Major Gift Momentum program. We don't talk about theory. We sit down as a group and talk through strategy for a prospect or 3 prospects per momentum member. And we map it out. So if you're sitting on this episode thinking, I don't even know where to start, the fastest fix is my 4-hour small table intensive. It's a focused workshop where we build or rebuild your major gift program from the foundation up. So we're going to talk through portfolio. We're going to talk through upgrade strategy. We're going to talk through quick cash into your organization and really a clear path to your year-end numbers. So those links are below for Major Gift Momentum or Small Table Intensive. And then also my new book, Small Table Big Philanthropy, is now available. So if you want the full methodology in long form, I will put that link below. Okay, fundraiser, I know this was more of a truth-telling podcast, but it's mid-year and it's time to sit down and do the math and do the work. Okay, fundraiser, I'll see you next week. Fundraiser, thank you for being here. This work you do, it matters. You are the bridge between generosity and impact, and don't let anyone, including the hard weeks, convince you otherwise. If today's episode gave you something useful, please pass it along. 1 share, 1 text to a colleague, 1 review on Apple Podcasts. That's how this show reaches the people who need it most. Come find me at heyfundraiser.com, and I'll see you next Friday.